Alright, this is the SRT-4 Dodge Neon Sunroof motor, and I'm going to show you how I fix the gear that gets stripped out. If yours is making a clicky noise, you'll probably have this notorious gear that gets stripped out from this worm gear as it's running along. So basically I 3D print this replacement gear, and it does the exact same function, and it's a little more rigid because it's ABS instead of nylon. Can't think of any downsides to having the ABS except it's just not nylon. I don't know what the engineers needed nylon for, but this seems to work fine. So basically what you're going to do is remove the rivets that are going to be attaching this top plate. So when this thing is all assembled, you'll have these two plates hooked together, and they're on top of here and they're riveted in. So what I would recommend doing first is getting yourself an M4 tap and drill. That's going to be 3.3 millimeters or a number 30 drill bit. So what I would do, first time I did it, I drilled them freehand, but if I did it a second time, what I would do is start your tap in the rivet. The rivet has a perfect center punch in it, so you can center the drill bit. So I would set this on like a drill press probably, so you get it straight. Drill out that rivet and drill all the way through the bottom. And then once you get that drilled, I'd grab your tap and go ahead and tap it. And then get an M4 Allen bolt like this. These are stainless steel. And then go ahead and put the bolt all the way through on that first hole. Leave the rivets in the other ones. And this is going to make sure that your plate is perfectly centered where it's supposed to be, even if your drill is slightly off from center. So you're going to tighten that bolt in along with all the rest of the rivets. Then I would go ahead and do this one. Drill out that rivet, tap it, do the same thing, replace it with a bolt, and then same for those two until you have all four bolts in and it's located perfectly. Once you're done with that, you're going to be able to take it all apart. Right now mine is cleaned, so I cleaned all the grease out. I'm going to put new grease in, but I just wanted it to be better so I could make a video here. So you're going to have all these little parts. These ones are going to go into this top little portion here. So these two plates are separated. And you're going to first start out with this green castle looking piece. Notice there's a notch in there. So you're going to line that notch up with this notch. So stick that in there. And then finally you'll have this one with these little divots. The one with only 3 is going to face down like so. So once it looks like this, that's looking right. And then lastly, you'll have this signal switch, which I'm not 100% sure what it does. I think it signals that this is made one full revolution because it hits this little groove and it activates the switch. So I just leave that there and then assemble this plate back on so that you don't lose this configuration. Make sure everything inside there is going to be all lubed up and ready to go, because you don't want this to be dry like it is in this video right now. So you can hear it kind of clicking. That's signaling that it made a full revolution, something like that. Telling the sunroof to do its various cycles. Alright, so once you're done with that, you're going to have this piece too. And this is the OEM gear that strips out. It sits in here. So you're just going to remove that, replace it with this 3D printed part. And it's going to sit in like this, and it's going to have just a little bit of back and forth. And that's like a backlash design for the sunroof so it doesn't get stripped out as easily. So I designed that into the part. So once you have that, literally just pop this back in. Make sure that this brass bearing is still there, and you're gonna just place this in, and that should be tight like that. And then all you're gonna do, throw this piece back on, get a flathead screwdriver, line this up until it sits flush like that, and then you're just gonna grab your 4 bolts again, put those on, tighten them all up, and you're good to go to put it back in the car. Hope this was helpful.